According to Statistics Canada, a rural community is defined as having a population of less than 1,000 inhabitants. Although this percentage is quickly declining, as of 2017, over 40% of the world was still living in rural communities. With the rapid growth of IT, the lives of rural inhabitants is changing, and so is their economy. The economies of rural communities prior to the 20th century has been relatively stable. Small businesses did enough to get by, and work was found in local farms or shops which served communities. However, in today's modern world, the advancement of information technology has heavily uprooted this trend. IT has simultaneously provided opportunities for economic growth while depleting economic resources in rural communities. Advancement in information and communication technology has had a positive impact on the economy of rural communities in several ways. It has greatly improved communication and agricultural production. Communication technology, such as instant messaging, has enhanced rural opportunities by improving access to market information at a lower cost. For example, the Self-Employed Women's Association in India sends out text messages daily to over 1 million agricultural farmers regarding the current market value of their goods and possible areas where they could be sold. This has allowed them to market products better and increase profit margins. Using internet, people from rural communities can access a vast amount of information to learn new skills or information that can benefit them. For example, farmers looking to rent or buy a tractor can make faster decisions by comparing specifications of various tractors online as opposed to visiting various stores physically. Moreover, most rural communities practice farming as the main source of their income. Thus, with the use of IT, farmers can increase their production and processes effectively. For example, using various sensors to monitor soil quality, water usage, and weather forecasts, the crop's growth can be greatly enhanced. Producers can become providers of crop data, and with the use of databases, farmers can share such information to share knowledge among their peers. Overall, there are many applications available which can help farmers manage the production risk and resource management. Apart from the many benefits of IT on the economy of rural communities, there are also two major disadvantages: the loss of jobs through automation and the increasing skill gap. The development of IT brought an array of manufacturing and labor jobs to rural communities as major corporations transferred production lines to developing countries for a lower overhead. As IT and AI continue to develop, many of these jobs are becoming automated, leading to an immense reduction in the total number of jobs. Although these jobs temporarily brought quick economic growth to rural communities, the potential for replacement is just as imminent. Agricultural jobs are also threatened in rural areas by the introduction of factory farming. As major corporations move into rural communities, small-scale farmers struggle to compete. An example is the 500 dairy farmers who lost their jobs in Wisconsin in 2017 to corporate farms, and their economy is suffering as countless stores and municipal services are being shut down due to the lack of income. Another disadvantage to introducing IT to rural communities is the skill gap that will exist between urban and rural employees. Rural communities generally have far less access to high-speed internet and technological resources, putting them at a disadvantage in the job market. This will introduce a gap in the local economy in which there is a capacity to utilize advanced technological tools, but no trained employees to use them. The skill gap will also be evident whenever issues arise with the introduced IT. There will be far fewer experts in rural areas who have a thorough understanding of the technology and will be able to correctly address problems. Lacking local expertise will make it difficult to continue using and updating IT at the pace needed to remain competitive in the global market. Now we have Professor Umair Shah from the Management Science Department from the University of Waterloo to talk about his opinion on how technology empowers people in rural communities.
I'm an optimist. It's very hard for me to see things that could, obviously everything has a negative aspect to it too. I think the kind of discussion we had earlier, that yes, there would be some threat to jobs, but I have a feeling about it. I think we shouldn't be worried about people losing jobs because of change in technologies, because what happened after industrial revolution, we built machines, then human beings started doing something more meaningful then. Rather than acting as robots or doing monotonous work, they started doing more meaningful work. Then we built some further technologies. Right now we're talking about artificial intelligence. So we are trying to make these computers take decisions on our behalf, because we have understood that we are not optimal decision makers as human beings.
Yeah.
So eventually, human beings would be doing something more meaningful. So I'm not worried about that. I think technologies can really empower people even in rural areas.